Good morning to you. Good morning to you alive. And guess what, everybody? Today is your Earth Day in America. Oh, it's your Earth Day in America live. Oh, it's your, I need two hands, Earth Day. Welcome, everybody. It's Earth Day. We're going to pay tribute to the great late planet Earth. The planet that everyone is there's a dispute on Earth, by the way, amongst the humans. Who's causing the most damage on Earth of all the species, right? Of all the species on the planet, who can we blame for the decay of the Earth? I mean species, like I mean creatures, like humans, for example. Is it the fish? Is it any birds? Can we point to any large mammals causing disruption like the humans? I don't think so. I think there's other species on the planet that arguably could be choking it. You might make a case that if left unchecked, trees will take over the entire planet. But as humans, we're definitely involved in the decay of the great late planet Earth, and things like plastics and there's just too many people, right? And ill thought out ways to keep the place clean, right? So welcome, everybody. Hey, welcome to the show. My name is Marcus Conte. And this is the Morning Report. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing, man? How's everybody doing today? Oh, man, it's Monday. It's Earth Day in America and in the world on planet Earth, where 60% of the planet has been disrupted already by human activity. There's a lot of conflicting opinions of climate change and human interaction on Earth causing some of it. But nonetheless, it is Earth Day, and the humans have decided to pick one day to salute and or respect the planet. And we're gonna do that today. And look at the news. What's surrounding that? What is surrounding Earth Day that comes every year on April 22nd? Well, I missed this one, but OJ, remember OJ Simpson, the great football player who allegedly took a knife, never proven, took a giant fucking butcher knife and almost chopped off his wife's head, right? Remember? Jessica Simpson, whatever her name was. Jessica Simpson. Right? Is that her name? The one who got her head chopped off by OJ and the Jewish boyfriend, fucking Ron Starr or whatever his name was. But OJ, I didn't know it. OJ's dead, right? OJ, he was a great, the great football player, and then he this happened, right? His cocaine fucking epidemic. His rage issues, and then he killed his wife, and he never really spent any time in jail for that. But then he got out, and he lived a pretty comfortable life after killing the mother of his children. But he's dead now, 70-something years old. He died. Goodbye, OJ. OJ is now part of history. They asked him on his deathbed, a good question to ask OJ while he's on his way out. Did you kill your wife? Did you kill your wife, OJ? All right, come on, man. You're going to be dead in 5 minutes, right? Just tell me. Tell us. Tell the world that you did it. All right? You took the knife. You took the first swing at your wife, and then you swung at the boyfriend because he was a Jewish lawyer. Had to kill him too, right? Oh, don't say anything about killing Jews. Killing Jews is a very it's very serious. I meant that jokingly, by the way. But not in Harlem right now. At Columbia University, the students are being ridiculed for their participation in a rally to support their homeland or their former homeland, Palestine, after the Jewish elite in Israel annihilated them. Right. So there's this big thing going on. It's now becoming, as it usually does, an anti-Jew thing. Any rally any pro-Palestine rally around the country now is anti-Jew. When it has nothing to do with Jew, it has to do with Israel. Israel is a country. Israel is not a Jew. Israel is not it's a country over there, fucking far away, right, in the Middle East somewhere. Right? It's in between Jordan and it's in a really bad neighborhood. And if the Jew doesn't like living there, they can get the hell out of there, right? That's what they got to do. So anti-Semitism on college campuses allegedly is happening. I don't see it. I see a lot of angry students today, not happy with the billions of dollars being given to Israel to execute their uncivilized, unjustified war against their neighbor Palestine. To throw gas on that fire, I don't know how many billions. I think $95 billion. The Congress just signed a $95 billion foreign aid bill to give money to Israel, to give money, I don't know who else they gave it to. I think Japan, they gave it to Taiwan and Ukraine. Right? Why are we still giving money to fucking Ukraine? Right? Why? To fight off the Russians. Right? The Russians, you've got to fucking, you gotta defend Ukraine because the dirty Russians are gonna fucking come and eat us. Right? It's all garbage paranoia. The people who call these things dramatic, right? These events dramatic. They're the ones causing the drama themselves, right? They're actually, the U.S. is causing all this fucking drama. Anyway, Sutsu Kuda says, poor OJ, he'll never be able to discover the real killer. OJ dies not knowing who killed his wife. Raise your hand if you believe that. Raise your hand if you believe OJ suffered not knowing who killed his wife. It's right up there with that other cracker guy. The guy who shot his son and wife. Forgot his fucking name already in North Carolina. Crazy people, man. Crazy people. Man. You shoot, you have children, and then you shoot your children's mother. That's fucked up. Right? Think about that. OJ shot his kid's his kid's mother. Right? He shot the fucking mother of his children. That's sick. That's a sick dude right there. So my name is Marcus Conte. Every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here in the good old United States, we are live. And you can watch reruns on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, X, wherever the fuck you are. Right? Just click on, watch. And if you want to participate, like all these fine people here on the far right of your screen, we are live. William Smith is here. I'm interested in your story. I thought you had. William Smith says he accidentally ran somebody over, or some crazy guy popped out of the woods. He didn't hit him. You didn't hit him, William. It's not a crime. It's nothing. Jim Gerard's here. Champs. David Brown. Weevil Girl, beautiful Weevil Girl is here. Also, I saw Vinny in there earlier. Vinny DiMartini. Vinny, what's up? I wanted to say something. Someone was saying that Elon Musk said it. I wanted to say something about the wrench, the wrenches in our moderation. Right? Elon Musk had said that any moderation is essentially censorship, and I would agree to that to some degree. I would agree that I think the wrench in YouTube is more like a bouncer I don't think anybody. I don't even know if Weevil Girl has ever had to bounce anybody out of the chat. You know, we had to in the past, but I don't view this. I don't view moderation on YouTube in the form that we have it as censorship at all. Nobody gets censored for speaking. You get censored for being a dick. Right? There's a difference. Right? So, respectfully to Elon Musk, moderation. Per se is not always censorship. Right? Sometimes you got to have bouncers at the bar because people get carried away and they need to be, they need to be brought back to sanity or escorted out of the building sometimes. Right? So anyway, that's all I'll say about that. And, so good morning. This case heating up. We're going Zoom. We're going live. Get your white privilege out of here, Mr. Joshua Wright and the hospital. Oh, they're so upset. Oh my God, they're being so wrongly and unjustly framed as racists. The good Brooklyn Hospital Center defending the racist Joshua Wright. That's what they're doing right now. The hospital, Brooklyn Hospital. Probably a very good hospital. I have no idea. Full of doctors and lawyers, and they're crying. They're crying behind the scenes. Oh, they're in such pain that Mr. Conte is revealing their dirty little secrets about Mr. Wright and his behavior. And I got to tell you, man, I had nothing to do with it really. If you want to blame somebody for that. If you want to blame somebody, blame the technology, right? Because without the camera rolling back on April 1st, 2020, there would have been no evidence of the racialism inside of the hospital. We would have never known it, right? But because the camera was rolling and we were there checking on the dead bodies in the freezer truck during a pandemic, and some fucking Black Lives Matter radical who became a security officer, Mr. Joshua Wright, he's the guy bringing race into the situation. Right? So there's this fucking ugly story going on behind the scenes. But the good news of that story is that it will be live and open to the public, not broadcasted. You can go and watch it. Right? I'll be there. I'll be at the conference and you can come and watch it. November 4 and 5, 2024. That's way out there. It's election day, right? We'll hang out the day before election day, and we'll do a trial, and then we'll see who wins the election, right? It's a fucking crazy story. Right? Exclusive to this program. So let's start here. Let's on the note of blacks gone wild. Let's watch this. There was a brawl. Look at this brawl. Spring breakers go wild in chaotic footage of booze-soaked brawls. I don't take any offense to this. It's fun to watch. Watch. You get them kick it. They're always women too, big fat women. Titties flying. Look, it's titties. It's like Wild Kingdom, man. It's fucking great. I don't know what the story is or why people are going wild, but they're killing each other. That shit is racist, man. What's all the white people? Oh, ow. Oh, whoa. That's some physical shit, man. They're punching each other's faces. Women are brutal, man. Women are brutal. Women are fucking brutal. That was a good brawl, man.
Our country is being invaded.
So that broke out in Georgia somewhere. It's just fun to watch. Right? Trump, he's such an animal. Trump is such a fucking misogynist, and he hates people. Watch how Donald J. Trump treats a kid. Watch. This is the way you're supposed to treat a kid. There you go.
What's your name?
Name.
Now, he's supposed to look like Donald Trump, but he's actually much too good looking. You are really handsome. Are you having a good time tonight?
Night.
Where's your daddy? And your mommy, right? Do you want to go back to them or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Trump.
Such a fucking great. That was great. This is the shit that the mainstream media doesn't want you to see, right? But there's the great Donald Trump. Great Donald Trump. O.J. Simpson is dead. O.J. Simpson is dead. Only one person at his side, despite claims he was surrounded by family, says his attorneys. Who cares who was surrounding fucking OJ? This happened like a week ago, April 11th. I didn't know he died. It's already April. This report is April 22. So he died 10 days ago. OJ definitely dead. You remember he was the great football player and stuck a knife in his wife's fucking head. There's his wife. Remember, white wife, black man, white wife. These are all. I guess these are all his kids. I don't know who they are. I know OJ had I think the two older kids or two younger kids. I don't fucking know. Well, these three right here are from one mother and these two are from this mother or whatever. But there's OJ with the wife that he, Nicole, not Jessica. Jessica Simpson. She was the singer, Jessica Simpson. Nicole Brown Simpson. White chick. They found her outside her door with her head almost cut off. That's how fucking hard OJ swung the axe at her head. Right? There he is trying on the gloves. What's the other guy's name? I forgot his name. Ron. What was the fucking guy's name? He killed Ron. He killed his wife, and then he killed the wife's boyfriend, Ron. What is his fucking name, man? Come on. What was his name? I'm not gonna continue. Ron Goldman. There you go. Ron Goldman in 1994, a Jew. So he died 76 years old after a long fight with prostate cancer. OJ is dead. Ron Goldman dead. We'll never find out. We'll never ever find out. OJ. Somebody asked OJ's attorney, who allegedly was at his side, or whoever was at his side when he died. Did OJ confess? Did OJ ever confess to the murders? No. He never did. Was he found liable in civil cases and had to give millions and millions of dollars to his? I don't know. He killed his own family, right? Yes, he was found guilty in a civil court, but not criminally. He was never thrown in jail. Probably one of the most expensive, amazing defenses in American history. But nonetheless, he's now dead. He was a great football player. You can't deny it if you like football. He was 11-year pro, Hall of Famer, great quarterback. Not quarterback, but great football player. Fucking can jump and run and jumps higher than anybody on earth. Right? Could throw the ball, kick the ball. So he died in Nevada. Bye-bye, OJ. OJ's dead. OJ's dead. If you're too young to even know who OJ was, it was quite a spectacle, right? It was a televised, one of the first televised trials in America where we actually got to see a murder. We were inside the courtroom and we saw a murder trial, right? One of the first. Great television. Great viewing. So take it easy, OJ. Have a nice trip wherever you are. So it's Earth Day. Earth Day, a day on Earth where we salute the Mother Earth, and that's really all I want to say about it. I don't really know. I mean, what is the big spectacle? Earthday.com. There's official earthday.org. There's official websites for it and all. And this seems to be the biggest argument, plastic. Right? Now, I agree with this argument. I think that man-made plastics are a bad idea. They're very useful. I could probably reach and find something right in front of me that's made of plastic. That I absolutely need, like, I don't know, maybe something like this. This is all plastic, right? And unfortunately, when we're all dead and buried, so will be our plastic a lot of times, right? All our shit gets thrown in the dump, when you die. It gets first. It goes to an auction. Right? When you die, they take your house. If there's nobody there to take it, the auctioneer comes and you get strangers coming into your house and they buy everything and take it and fucking or throw it out. Right? A lot of your personal shit gets thrown in the dump, right? But that's what's contributing to the problem on Earth. That people are over consuming these resources, right? And we're all producing too much of it. And plastic doesn't biodegrade. It doesn't fall apart. It just fucking sits there for 1 billion years, right? The people 1 million years from now, we're gonna come and say, what the fuck is this shit, man? Why did they make all this fucking mountains of plastic? It's all that's left of humanity, right? Plastic. But that's what's going on planet Earth, man. We make too much junk. And plant trees, you know. My Earth Day activity today is going to be, it's sunny out. It's cold. It's cold here in Northeast Pennsylvania. It's in the low 40s, but the sun is out. The sun is out today, and you got to go walk and look up and such. We'll talk more about this. What else we got? So let's talk about the what's actually happening on Earth amongst the humans. Nobody's really. Today's Earth Day, but nobody really gives a shit about the plastic problem. They care more about classes online amid anti-Israel protests. So Fox is very, very quick to label the protests that are happening at these Ivy League schools as anti-Israel, which is incorrect. It is pro-Palestine. Right? There's a difference. Right? There's not anti-Israel is not pro-Palestine. Right? It's like pro-white doesn't make you anti-black. Right? Pro-up doesn't make you always down. It's just stupid analogies, right? It's stupid. Not being a Democrat does not default you to Republican. These are shallow ways of viewing the world. Very shallow ways of viewing the world. So we're gonna not to just be in defense of the protesters who are fighting for a free and fair outcome after getting fucking obliterated by the dirty Israelis, but just keeping score. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's watch the video.
Heard some of the "Death to America" chants. We also over the weekend.
America.
Heard one protester in New York say, "We are Hamas." Another protester.
What an idiot! What an idiot! One person, right? Fox News is reporting on one psychopath in Times Square who says we are Hamas. Come on.
Was holding a sign that.
What was he? What were you standing outside the mental institution? Where were you standing outside the methadone clinic? Fucking I'm Hamas, man. And he's drinking his methadone and his cheap beer.
Pointed to
some wine.
Jewish students saying they should be Hamas's next targets. And all this begs the question, how did we get here? Not just on the campus of Columbia.
William R. Hall points out, I've seen pictures of 70-year-old dice that deteriorate over time. Well, that's interesting that you mentioned that because I got a set of dice right here. I'm going to bury these. Here's my dice. My dice, I'm going to put number. What's our number today? Oh, I'll just do it random. I'm going to do it random. And I'm not looking. That's number 4. If you placed your money on 4. But if you place these dice in the ground, you're telling me that in 70 years they'll start to break down? All right, you might be right about that. But if this was paper, it would be gone in, I guess, a few days, right? How long does it take for a newspaper to break down in the ground? It doesn't take more than one season. Once it gets wet, it's gone, right? And it's paper. It goes right back into the cycle. But plastic is different. 70 years and it broke down a little bit. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. I think it's too long. It's too long. What were we talking about? Israel.
Columbia or these higher education, Ivy League college campuses. But how did we get here as a country?
Well, not just how did we get here, but what are we going to do going forward? Because I do think that there have been groups that have infiltrated. So,
so the gist of this argument is that spectacularly, Columbia and Yale, these giant college campuses and all the money that they charge are moving towards remote, virtual classes because they can't get through their differences on campus. The Jew is saying it's too dangerous because he saw a sign that was pro-Palestinian. It's pro-Palestinian. That means they hate me, the Jew. This is delusional. This is emotional fucking confusion on the part of the Jew. No one is accusing you personally of anything. What is being said to you is that there is a country called Israel that is fucking wiping out their neighbor, right? And yes, some of them identify as being Jewish, but it's Jewish in a very different way than you are. Your fucking issue of Jew is very different than the issue of a nation fighting their neighbor. It's just different, right? But nonetheless.
Traded our universities, and they are creating, they're radicalizing students. I mean, if you look at these groups of students, these are your average American college students who have been radicalized by folks who we don't know who they are. They come onto the college campus, they have their faces
You know who they are. You know who they are. They're just people that don't want to be seen.
completely covered. Just their eyes are showing. They're funded by 501c4s. They're using our American laws to come in here and potentially fund radicalization of
It's total mischaracterization of what's happening.
American students. And I say that because they're called...
It's not. This is a free country, right? These people got here, however they got here. They have every right. These Arab Muslim people, the women with the headdresses, have every right to be here. You can dress any way you want in our great nation, and nobody gives a shit. You have the right to protest. You have the right to speak. You have the right to be heard. You have the right to carry a sign and sing and carry on. And that's just the way it is. And if you don't like it, then, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say, hey, you don't like it, leave. But if you don't like it, that's your problem, really.
calling for Intifada.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
You hear them calling for the genocide of Jews. You hear from the river.
You don't hear that at all. Lie. All right, so I'm done with her. So Columbia rabbi, this is even more interesting. Columbia rabbi warns Jewish students to go home. Don't come back to campus because of extreme anti-Semitism. Let's watch. Here we go. Oh, there we go. So they're up there at Columbia. That's definitely Columbia University. This garbage music. Here's the Jew, top Jew, Rebbe Illy Butchler, cautioned Jewish students at Columbia over. This fucking guy is screaming anti-Semitism. I see anti-Semitism. Hey, fucking Arabs, they hate me. There's women wearing scarves on their head. They're fucking terrorists. That's the Jew. The Jew is crying. The Jew is crying. Oh, they've struck. They hurt me. It's hysterical, right? A prominent rabbi at Columbia University warned Jewish students to go home Sunday. Oh, God. And not return because of extreme anti-Semitism. What is the extreme anti-Semitism that they saw? What did they see? The dire situation followed yet another night of virulent anti-Israel protests. The New York Post, for the record, I'm reading off the New York Post, and they keep calling it an anti-Israel protest, but there is no real evidence of that. It's a pro-Palestinian rally, the right to exist. Right? Unfortunately, it's the Israel Jew that's causing the fucking drama, causing the problem. Right? And in my view, it's almost over, really. The Jew has won. Right? If you haven't heard, if you're keeping score in Israel, the Jew won. Remember, the Jew in Israel has now pushed 2 million people into the perimeter. 2 million Palestinians who have no freaking idea where they're going to go. It has pushed them out and is now going to fill that power vacuum, that vacuum of empty space in 10 years once it clears out. of all the poisons and all the devastation that Israel did to Palestine. Once that devastation settles and all of the Palestinian people ran for cover, the Jews are going to come in there and turn it into fucking Jewish Disneyland, right? That's what Gaza's going to become. It's going to become like Action Park for Jews, right? They'll have monuments dedicated to how brave the Jew was, the Israeli Jew was in defending the homeland, Israel. And there'll be statues of military Jews in Palestine, right? Saluting the move, right? That's what happens in war, right? The winners tell the story, right? It's like the Americans who told the story about annihilating the Indians, right? They did it to secure their own homeland and eliminate the threat. That's what we did with the Indians. We eliminated the threat. That's what Israel is doing right now in Palestine. No, it did it already. So here's Jew number big Jew. Big Jew is this? What is this? Al-Qassam is the military arm of who? What is this? What is this video? The military arm. All right, this is just one fucking lone wolf. Right? He's pointing to the Jew. This is the big anti-Semitism. Right? This is the big anti-Semitism. Al-Qassam next target. Right? That's fucked up. Right? He's telling a terrorist organization that this is the next target. Now he has a right to suggest that. He's certainly not. I don't call that insinuating a riot, and it's a very one isolated situation, and in my view, it's in poor taste. But he's pointing to the Israeli flag, right? Israel is already a target. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's just so that's what the Jew is talking about here. They're pointing to one isolated case. Mr. Rebbe here is pointing to one isolated case and dramatizing it to the point of almost shutting down the academia of the school. It's not isolated at Columbia. Police storm. Unbelievable. Police storm Yale University's campus with Jewish riot gear as hundreds of students stage anti-Israel protest. Let's watch. Police storm Yale. Here they are. Oh, yeah, you need to storm these kids, boy. Oh, look at them. Look at how uncivilized they are. They're sitting out in the quad, freezing their ass off in tents. And the police have to come in there and they got the riot gear. Now the police bring the violence. Who's bringing the violence? Who's bringing the violence? The police are bringing the violence. Let's get the fucking hammers out and the sticks and the bats and the guns and the tasers and the cuffs, and let's go in there and start beating the shit out of the kids on the campus because that's what's happening there. Right? Police storm Yale University. They're fucking kids, man. All you got to do is anyway. They have a right to be there. They're paying to be there. Why can't I sleep on the quad? I don't like the dorm. I'm sleeping outside because I like it. This is an exhausting story right here. I'm getting tired talking about it. It wasn't clear if anyone was arrested. So it's happening. It's not just happening. The point I was trying to make is it's not just happening at Columbia. It happened at Columbia. Mr. Jew leading the charge. It's happening at Yale. Campuses are falling apart, man. There is no more higher education in America. New anti-Israel tent city takes over Columbia. It was the same as before. Let's see if we can just catch a video. Oh yes, they're so fucking underprivileged and so unruly. Kids on a campus making a political statement. Oh my God, it's so dangerous for democracy. Look how dangerous it is, says the Jew. Look how dangerous it is. Look how dangerous these people are speaking about the Americans giving fucking $100 billion to Israel and killing our heritage in Palestine. To some people, it is heritage. If your grandparents are from Palestine, or maybe they still live there, maybe you still have relatives, and the bombs are dropping on their heads. Bombs are dropping on their heads, and the kids on college campuses are doing what they always do, which is speak up. So tent cities are taking over. What is this? So let's flip the script a little bit. House passes 95. It's not really a flip at all. 95 billion aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Now, should U.S. Foreign aid? We're talking about foreign aid. Be distributed to places like Ukraine, Israel, and a place that I have, personal affection with, which is Taiwan. I've been there. I have roots in Taiwan. Right? Do I have does Taiwan really need fucking Americans' money? Does Taiwan really need defense from China? Not really. Not really. Does Ukraine need American support? Not really. And no more than Israel should. So what I would say is that, let's watch I'm going to hold my fire on that, where foreign aid money goes to America. What I would say, and I think everybody would agree, is rather than distribute the $95 billion to all these people right here, Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, why don't we start off by securing our own border? Right? Why don't we do some of that? And why don't we take the balance of that to go feed the poor in places like Philadelphia, where the trank epidemic is epidemic, and homelessness all over the country? Why don't we put that money into seeding some sort of goodness for our own country and stop giving it away, right? After all, it is our money, right? It is. There's people suffering in America through abject poverty. People, even if they're working 80 hours a week, some people are struggling, right? Some people have no employment, and they live, I don't know, food stamps, welfare, odd jobs, however people scrape by. I think that's a bigger issue than giving $95 billion to whoever.
$1 billion package of aid for Ukraine, Israel, and other U.S. allies. The House passage follows months of intense political battles on Capitol Hill. ABC's Jay O'Brien has been on the Hill for all of it, and he's back there now with this major development. Good morning, Jay.
Gio, good morning. The Senate says it's going to start taking up this package on Tuesday, and it's expected to pass with the support of Democrats. And that has teed up a political showdown between Speaker Johnson and... Because
the Democrats support Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, money's going in that direction. So they're lumping aid to Ukraine and Taiwan into Israel. The political situations in those three places are incredibly different. Ukraine and Israel are war-torn countries right now. War is erupting in the streets. There's no war in Taiwan. There was an earthquake recently. So the types of to lump these three together right there, we kind of discover lumping Taiwan in with Israel and Ukraine is not really fair. The worry in Taiwan is that China will come in and take it. We got to defend Taiwan, because then Taiwan will become just like Ukraine, and it'll go into the column. Ukraine went into the column of Russia, and Taiwan will go into the column of China. But the reality is, Taiwan is already in the column of fucking China. They speak Chinese. 90% of the people there are Chinese speaking. It's the Chinese culture. It's the same culture, and there's not much of an argument there. And a lot of the people in Taiwan don't really care so much who is running the show. Mark's Conte reporting on something. Mark's Conte reporting on the situation of the United States versus China. Right? The United States is decaying in its financial might and military might, and they are losing badly to another country called China. Right? China is getting really, really big and efficient at making everything. And while they're making everything, they're also increasing their military might. The China is on target to be the biggest economy, to upseat the United States as the biggest economy in the world, right? That's what China is doing right now. So it would be a good idea, if your children are still young, to teach them Chinese, because it's unstoppable. China's too clever, too slick, is what I'm trying to say. So I put that on the record, man.
Members of his own party. This morning, a $95 billion foreign aid package, including assistance for Israel and Ukraine, moving on to the Senate after dramatically passing the House. Speaker Mike Johnson putting his job in jeopardy to get it through.
The bill is passed.
The package includes $60 billion for Ukraine, $26 billion for Israel, and $8 for Taiwan.
All right, so there's the breakdown. $60 billion to Ukraine, 26 to Israel. That's a supplemental. That's on top of something. And $8 billion to Taiwan. So Taiwan is getting 10%, whereas Israel and Ukraine are splitting 90%. That sounds fair. The Jew wins again.
Plus legislation to force a sale of TikTok from its Chinese parent company or face a possible ban in the U.S.
You have to compete with China. That's the way to do it. You don't go to the solution with China is not war. The solution with China is not war. It's competition. It's making America great again, should I say, right? And competing, as we once did, right? And being better than, right? And stop instructing them to make everything for us. Let's make some stuff for ourselves.
You do the right thing and you let the chips fall where they may.
The speaker angering hardline Republicans who said they wanted a border security bill passed first. But those same GOP lawmakers rejecting a bipartisan border bill weeks ago in the Senate under
All right, so Trump coming out of jail is what
pressure from former President Trump. Some Republicans irate the speaker turned to Democrats to get this package over the finish line.
Well, they do that all the time. Let's listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene explain her irateness with this move, so much so that she'd like to see her Republican House Speaker colleague kicked out of the House speakership. She's pissed off.
What Marjorie fails to notice is that we have been fighting on the border. We fight on it every day. We passed our comprehensive border security.
The fundamental argument is that why are you giving $100 billion to other people when we have problems here? The country is overflowing with illegal immigrants that are choking the fucking middle class or everybody who's not a billionaire. Right? Stop that first. Right? Stop the looting. Stop the fucking stealing that's going on in stores. That's drain, because we're going to go back to riots. That's going to happen too. The election is coming around. We're going to have riots in the street.
Package H.R. 2 at the very beginning of this Congress. It's been sitting on Chuck Schumer's desk. We passed all the resolutions. We passed these acts out of the House, and they get stopped in the Senate.
Weevil Girl says our water is unsafe. Our bridges are collapsing. I just made a move to personally to not drink tap water. I was drinking tap water, but it was filtered in the area that I live in, and I just didn't think it was safe. So I started. I found a place where you can go and fill up those giant 5-gallon water drums for pretty, reasonable filtered water from a tap, a tap of filtered water. I just think it's better than drinking tap water that's running through old pipes and through city streets and such, and is a potential target for whatever. Who the fuck knows, man? It's just coming in a pipe into your house. Right? Where's it coming from? I don't know. I don't trust it.
And that was the Speaker of the House, Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson, with me here last weekend, referring to Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's threat to file a motion to vacate the Speaker's chair after the Republican-led House passed a $1.2 trillion spending bill last month with still no
$1.2 trillion. What we're talking about 95 billion, and that's a lot of money. But we're talking about a $1.2 trillion fucking budget that was passed. That's 10 times the foreign aid. The 90% of it goes to what? It still goes to foreign aid because it's in the form of military fucking spending, 700 billion. Right? And you want to tell me that that's not part of foreign aid, foreign protection of, aid to foreign countries? We're paying $1 trillion a year to keep everybody in line, I guess. Right? Is that the point? Right? To keep American might where it is. Right? That's why China is going to upseat us, because they don't have to do that. China doesn't have to have a military presence everywhere. They go in, they build an embassy, and they win over the people like they're doing in Africa. All over the middle of Africa, they're going to be speaking Chinese very soon. So the United States needs to take their lead from China in that respect and stop with all the military buildup.
No new security at the southern border. And then yesterday passed an additional $95 billion in new foreign aid, $60 billion of which is going to Ukraine. Since then, 2 other congressmen have joined Taylor Greene's effort to vacate the chair. Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massey and Arizona Congressman Paul Gosar, saying that Speaker Johnson surrendered House Republican leverage to secure the border by tying urgent aid to Israel to Ukraine.
They always do that. They always couple various arguments together in one bill, and a lot of times they're just radically different packages. Right? Like support for Israel is different than support for Taiwan, which is different than support for Ukraine. Right? They're all very, very politically different situations. They're different political footballs. But again, the obviously bigger point is why you have to take care of your own first, and then with the extra. Right? I was watching I saw a movie yesterday about a guy who cleans toilets in Japan. He's a Japanese toilet cleaner. Right? It was a movie, a very artsy movie. I forgot the name of it. His job was to clean toilets in Japan, and you say, well, that's fucking dirty work. But the toilets all over the world, all over Asia, are so clean and so revolutionized. They have toilets that clean your ass for you. Did you know that? Did you know that right now, Americans, that all over Asia, and the move is to have toilets that clean your ass for you. You don't have to touch your ass anymore. Right? They have water jets, right? It's like a total ass scrub. You do your business, and you just push a button, and you get a warm water fucking bath, ass bath, right? Now these types of technologies are popping up all over Asia, and so this, you might feel sorry for the guy who goes in there and cleans this stuff. The point I'm trying to make is that the technology around the world is blowing us away. They got fucking toilets that clean your ass for you, right? There's flying cars that fly in fucking Saudi Arabia and elsewhere. Right? We're getting busted. Right? Our airports suck. The fucking train system in New York is an embarrassment. They can't even go 3 extra stops on the 2nd Avenue line. They can't even add 3 extra stops without having to spend $10 billion to get it done. Right? So we're fucked. Right? The good times are over in America, right? And such, but not elsewhere. What else are we watching?
But the Congresswoman did not ultimately
I want to hear Marjorie kick it, and then we'll end.
Filed the motion after the vote yesterday. Joining me now with the very latest is the woman herself in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive, House Oversight Committee member, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Congresswoman, thanks very much for being here. I want to give you the opportunity to respond to critics. First off, yesterday.
I just want to look at the markets quick, and then we'll let Marjorie take us out. The markets are open, and ding, 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 ding. NASDAQ up 139. That's everything's green. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 47, S&P 500 up 26, Reddit up 72 cents. Trump stock making a little bit of a comeback, up to $36 a share, went down to 25. So maybe that was the big dip. Rivian down $8.50 a share. Technology, I'll just leave it there. Technology shares are going to report. NVIDIA is up $33 right now. $33. That's big. That's a big move. Apple 162. So everything's green right now, and Wall Street is holding steady right now. Let Marjorie Taylor Greene take us out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Marcus Conte reporting.
Okay. We saw the bills pass, and you did not file the motion to vacate. Why not?
That's right, Maria. I've been responsible with this the entire time. I support our majority, and I support having the majority in 2025. But I'm a representative of the people, Maria, and I do not represent Washington, D.C., New York Times, any of these media companies and other Republican colleagues of mine that are criticizing me, even the speaker himself. Most of those people have lost their way, and they aren't listening to the American people. The people are fed up. Last Monday was tax day, April 15th. And Washington betrayed the American people by sending $93 billion to support foreign wars while doing nothing, absolutely nothing to secure our border. That is a complete betrayal. And then once this bill was passed, the American people saw on their television screens and social media all over where Congress was waving the Ukrainian flag on the United States House of Representative floor. All of this was possible because of the betrayals of Mike Johnson, Maria. He has completely betrayed the Republican Party. He has completely betrayed Republican voters.